¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for visiting again. Today, I want to talk to you guys about a topic that I think it's really important to talk about. And I've been meaning to talk about this for a very long time. And this is the topic that has to do with anabolic steroids. The problem with steroids is that it's not only unhealthy. I mean, you can do your research and all that on about the side effects and all the negative things that can happen to you because you're putting something foreign into your body. Just like talk about prescription medication. I try to get away from that as much as possible, only if it's like a life-threatening situation. But when it comes to anabolic steroids, you're putting something into your body that is really not meant to be there because it happens in the natural form in your body. Like, for instance, all of the steroids, the anabolic steroids, are in one way or another really built around testosterone. Okay, well, your body produces testosterone, naturally. And when you're a teenager, that's when your testosterone is just out of control. So when you get older, as a man gets older, the testosterone production slows down a little bit as you get older. Now, yes, there are reasons that maybe once you're in your 50s or 60s, some people do have some, or they get into what's called a testosterone therapy, where they actually get very small doses of testosterone. It makes them feel good, they're not tired anymore and all that. But keep it in mind that, as I always say, so long as you eat right and you don't eat any processed foods, you stick to whole foods, in the long run, all those things will have an effect on your health and of course, and obviously on many other medical issues, including, I believe, getting tired and all that other stuff. Because ever since I stopped eating processed foods and I began to eat whole, non-processed foods, I have a lot more energy. And a lot of people, actually, it's funny because I had somebody tell me the other day, it's just that I'm tired all the time, and I started doing this, and well, it's gonna take a little bit to get there, guys. That's the bottom line. So you have to stick to it. Eventually, it will happen. Allow your body to detox itself from all those bad things that you have been putting into your body pretty much your whole life. So, with that said, one of the other problems with anabolic steroids is that obviously, when advertisement is one of those things that you look at it and you go, wow, I want to have big muscles like that. So you have these bodybuilders that look like this, and obviously, let me rephrase that. To me, is obvious because I've been around for a while, but to a lot of young people, it is not obvious. They think that if you eat, the massive amounts of proteins, and you take, and you purchase the protein powders or all the different products that these bodybuilders advertise, that you will get to look like that. Well, no. The fact is, the only way to get like this is to use anabolic steroids. That's the bottom line. There's no way in the world that anyone can have 20-inch biceps, that look like these guys, unless you are doing anabolic steroids. Now, it's your body. Do whatever you want. But man, do that research. Most of these bodybuilders that were really big in the day, they were huge, especially like in the more recently, like I'm talking about in the last 20 years, a lot of these guys have died from heart disease, heart attacks. It is crazy when you do that. When you do some research on these bodybuilders, they're all dying super young because it's all related to the steroids. I mean, and I don't care how much you think that they can be taken safely, but not to the massive amounts that these guys have to take in order to get this big. I mean, it is just ridiculous. So what happens, a lot of the younger kids will look at all these products and they'll spend a lot of money on products that the products are not going to take them to that level because it is impossible. So they waste their money and keep searching for that magic pill, which is not going to happen. Now, some teenagers in high school, or I guess people in college, they opt to do anabolic steroids. Well, the problem is, guys, that your body, when you're a teenager, your body is producing massive amounts of testosterone naturally. So you can really go far, just naturally, just so long as you lift and you exercise properly and, of course, you eat right. So what happens is testosterone is produced in men through the testicles. And when your body recognizes that you are putting something synthetic, even though it is synthetic, it is still recognizes it as testosterone and says, wait, I don't have to produce any testosterone right now because we have massive amounts of testosterone. So your body itself will shut off its own production of testosterone because there's plenty of it in the form of a synthetic testosterone. So for however long you stay using testosterone or steroids, then your body is not going to produce any more testosterone. So what happens is you're not going to stay on steroids, for a long time. So a lot of people will do about 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 week cycle. So then they get off testosterone. They don't use testosterone anymore. Your body shut off its production of testosterone. Now, sometimes the body will kick in the production again, but a lot of times it doesn't. So you start getting all these side effects because there's something called like a post-cycle therapy for people that use steroids, and there's certain types of medicine that they have to take in order to get the body to kickstart the production of testosterone. If you don't do it properly, you're going to have some major side effects because you're no longer producing your own testosterone. You cut off your testicles' production of testosterone, man. So you're done. And, all that stuff. Also, not to talk about losing your hair because of the dehydrotestosterone. Your hair starts to fall out. And when I was in high school, I remember I had two friends that were using massive amounts of steroids. These are teenagers. I think they were like about 16 or 17 at the time. And this is back in the day where you can actually get steroids in the same gym that you worked out at. Just go in the back room and, pay the guy and he'll give you the shot. And these guys, my two friends, were huge. They looked amazing, and they made everybody look bad. It's like, wow, look at these guys, man. They're huge. Now, I was always too much of a pussy to do any type of steroid back then. And I'm like, no, there's no way I'm going to do that. But if you look at those guys today, they are overweight, they're bald, and they don't look nothing like they did back in high school. Because when you're young, your body doesn't need it. It's really detrimental to your growth if you're putting something foreign, something synthetic into your body, like, steroids. And a lot of these bodybuilders, if you see them, once they get off the steroids and you look, wow, this guy looks totally different. It's amazing. And so, unfortunately, because of advertising, and all the money these guys get paid to sell your product, a lot of young kids think that this is possible to reach that level of that size by using all these products that they advertise, and they're lying to you. So whatever, I just wanted to put that out there because I don't know if anybody really understands, and I'm sure a lot of you do, but I'm sure there's some that don't understand. And you look at these guys, a lot of the kids will look up to these bodybuilders and want to be like them in the future. Well, the only way you're going to get like that is if you use illegal steroids, anabolic steroids, a synthetic product, and it's full of side effects that you don't want. You can naturally have a really good size, get ripped, look good. So stay away from all that. And I just wanted to talk about that because I just think it's important. And I wanted you guys to know. So anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you like the channel, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned because I'm always putting out content at least once a week. And sometimes I do it in Spanish. So I want to make sure you guys keep coming back, and I come up with different ideas. Now, if you want a specific topic that you want me to cover, just go ahead and write it down in the comments, and I'll look into it, and I'll get you a video with it. And in the next couple of months, there's some really exciting news because I am going to start doing workouts with you guys, okay? And it's going to be a lot of fun because it's a surprise, but you'll see it soon. So thank you so much for listening for watching the channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Dale.